Hello, and welcome to the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 33.
Yeah.
I am your host, Sims, and I'm joined by Connor Knowles. And
Thank you.
we are not joined by Daniel, who is sadly at work. He tried his best to get on today. He's opening up a new restaurant, which is fantastic news. So good luck to him. Unfortunately, real life has to come first. And we will continue the show without him for this week. And we will talk about all good stuff, video games. Connor.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm pretty fucking good, man.
Pretty good, man.
Got here. Daniel's not here. The box is gone of Daniel. I don't know which direction he faces normally.
He's normally above me.
He's above you, so he's like to the left of me. So you see over here.
So we should talk like this. So if you face that way,
I'll face this way.
We can talk like this. So how are you?
It's
you
weird.
okay?
This very much helps.
We can shake hands as well.
Oh, dude, that'd be cool. High five. This is gonna be a ridiculous episode.
It is a ridiculous episode, bro. Well, if you don't know what this podcast is, we are the Nerdic Gods. We run this podcast every Thursday and comes to you on a Sunday. We talk about video games and news that happens in video games, and we pretend to know what we're talking about. If you like that, why not hit that subscribe button? Leave a comment, like the video, and come back every week and to listen to us ramble on about video games. I want to start with the big news of the week. Bethesda has been bought, or Zenimax Media has been bought by Xbox for a small sum of $7.5 billion.
Just pocket change,
$billion.
Billion. 7.5 of them.
This is
a lot of fucking billion.
This is insane.
I was thinking about it. This has got to be the biggest gaming news in a very long time, right? This is probably the biggest gaming purchase like ever, right?
100%, definitely. I'll read from what Phil Spencer says. Head of Xbox, Uncle Phil, comes to my house every Christmas, brings me a nice little present. Critically acclaimed creators of The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Quake, Starfield, and more join the Xbox team.
I like how they put Starfield in there, though it's not even a thing yet. I've seen nothing of that.
Major Nelson did his podcast, and he had Todd Howard and
Pete Hines
in, and he was like, "So, Starfield." And I not watched the podcast; I just saw it clipped out. I'm thinking. So I'll read the first paragraph. Today is a special day as we welcome some of the most accomplished studios in the games industry to Xbox. We are thrilled to announce Microsoft has entered into agreement to acquire Zenimax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks. As one of the largest critically acclaimed privately held game developers and publishers in the world, Bethesda is an incredibly talented group of 2.3 thousand people, worldwide, who make up some of the most accomplished creative studios in our industry across Bethesda Softworks. Bethesda Game Studios, ID Software, Zenimax Online Studios, Arcane Machine Games? Yeah, Machine Games.
You got it.
Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Studios. These are the teams responsible for franchises like The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, their best IP, Dishonored again, Prey, Quake, Starfield, and many more. This is insane. So this means that Bethesda are an Xbox studio. It's
crazy. All of them too. Pretty much all those studios now are first party Xbox studios. I know they said something yesterday about them staying more independent from Xbox themselves. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But I think majority of these studios are just going to be considered Xbox first party studios.
You would hope that Bethesda just work as they normally do, but with Xbox just feeding them a bit more money, maybe
money,
and give them
money and marketing, right?
And then hopefully this means that these Bethesda games that come out with this known jank that we're okay with, like for example, like Bethesda
game studios themselves, like the guys that make Fallout and Skyrim.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like your Fallout as jank, everyone's like, oh, it's got all these bugs, ha ha ha, and we all laugh it off. We all have a good time with it, unless it's a game breaking bug, which I've not known I'm guessing there's some out there, 100%.
Yeah, but I mean, those games are so big that those games like that always have bugs. Like, I mean, look at like Witcher 3, right? Like, I mean, that had enough bugs to go around, right?
But
Stuff like that.
I loved it. But
Yeah, we still love it. I think anytime you get a game that size, there's going to be a lot of bugs. I don't necessarily ever thought that was like just a Bethesda thing.
I think going to like Avengers right now, that's full of bugs. I mean, patch came out the weekend, 13,000 bugs, over 1,000 fixes over each console, PC included, and everyone's on their case about it. But I think with it being, I don't think Bethesda and I mean, I don't think Fallout and Elder Scrolls ever had 1,000 bugs or patches or little glitches or.
And they probably did.
I think they get a pass with it, but with all this money, with all this big Uncle Phil money, I think that I think games will take a bit longer. They already take a long time anyway, maybe that tiny bit more longer. But they're going to come out a lot more polished.
You see, my biggest hope out of all of this is that Microsoft can get Bethesda Game Studios back on track. You know, the guys that, you know, make the Elder Scrolls and Fallout series, and they're making Starfield now. Because it's been almost 6 years since they put out a game. Well, almost 5, I guess, technically, because Fallout 4 was 2015.
Yeah.
And there's Fallout 76, which was, I know it was made by like one of their side studios more, so I don't really count that because that game was just awful. But that's kind of my biggest hope, is that they can get them on track, right? Because they should be putting out a game every 4 or 5 years maximum. You know, it's just 100%. It's taking too long. Like, there hasn't been an Elder Scrolls game since 2011.
11, yeah. 11.
Yeah, 11. And it's just like, man, like that's so long ago. Like we're coming up on 10 years of that, you know? But I think for the other studios, if you're Microsoft, you just let them keep doing what they're doing, man. Like Doom's doing fantastic. id Software, Machine Games with Wolfenstein doing fantastic. They just need more marketing, really, right? Like that's the thing, is these games just aren't selling that much. So if they just had, you know, some Microsoft money put into it, more marketing sit around, maybe they get more money to make the game a little bit better even. You know, who knows? And
it helps as well, like like you said, like these games that other than the Fallouts and the Elder Scrolls, you know, the Dishonored, maybe I'd say the Wolfenstein personally for me, the smaller games that are the AA, nearly AAA games. I'd say they are AAA games. But what I'm trying to say is they come out to 7s and 8s. You know, everyone plays them, everyone enjoys them, and not everyone buys them. That's the problem. But now, because 100% they're coming onto Xbox Game Pass Days 1, this just opens these games that they are going to see a brand new audience. Like, there's so many people that I'd love everyone to play Dishonored 1 and 2. Like, because they're incredible games. They're one of my favourite games of all time. I oversay that on everything. But they are, and they're brilliant games. And when they come to Game Pass, it's fantastic for Bethesda. This is a brilliant move by Bethesda, because they're not, I wouldn't say they're slowly declining. I mean, they're coming out with why can't I remember names of games anymore? Deathloop, Ghostwire. Ghostwire doesn't look great to me. I don't know, but Deathloop looks right up my alley. But that's made by Arcane Studios, and I love Arcane Studios, okay, because of the Dishonored. But I mean, this deal was announced Monday, and today is Thursday. And an hour ago, Xbox announced Doom Eternal's coming to Xbox Game Pass next Thursday.
Yeah, October
that's 1st. Incredible. Like, I've not played that game. I didn't want to buy that game. I didn't want to buy that game. You guys bought that game. Of course. And guess who's playing it?
You.
Me.
Sims.
Me, yeah, me.
Yeah, the biggest thing though, I just think, you know, it's such a smart move for Microsoft, because like you don't have to touch Arcane, Machine Games, and id Software. Like they're doing great. They're making great games just on their own. It's just they just need more marketing behind them, right?
Of course,
a bit more money. That's why their games aren't selling super well, I think. And
I think
it's just such a good move overall for Microsoft, man. It's just they really, with one purchase, brought themselves onto the level of Sony. I don't know if it really surpasses Sony. To me personally, just like studio wise, if you're just going to compare studios now, but you could certainly make a very good argument that they are better than Sony's first party lineup.
Of course, yeah, definitely. With Sony's first party lineup, it's been going on for so long. Naughty Dog's been there for so long. Their games have gradually got better over the years. Like, I think, I wouldn't say that, I mean, they're at their peak for what we have to play with now, hardware wise. And then next year, I mean, in the next 4-5 years on PS5, they're going to look incredible. But
right. Exactly.
going back to what you just said, like you just hit the nail on the head. Like they don't need to do anything with these studios.
No,
like this is a great investment. Like, oh, we'll buy your studio, and if like they said, they're still quite independent. I mean, obviously they're gonna have the Xbox like HR or whatever, but the big wigs that no one sees behind the camera. They're gonna be snooting around ever so often. There's gonna be that Xbox people are coming today. Let's all work really good. We all have it at work. We all have it at work. You at work.
Puts a tie on. He's
exactly. Your managers come in, or the head office are coming today. We all need to look professional, and we all need to work really hard. And that's going to happen over there. But like you said, it's just like, oh, let's just buy the company and just let them get on with it because it's going to make them money anyway.
Right.
People, I'm not going to buy a Bethesda game on a PlayStation 5 anymore. Any of these studios.
It's on GameStop.
100%.
Okay, so let's get into that. Do we think they'll still come to PlayStation? All Bethesda games?
I think
that's the question, right?
To the average gamer like me and you, this is the big question. This is the granddaddy of them all question. Like, are they going to be exclusives? I personally think they'd be stupid to do that, but I'd understand why.
Why do you think they'd be stupid?
Because if they own these games and they're on PlayStation 5, and let's say for someone not as easily swelled to go to the Xbox side of things, I'd buy that game for $7. I'll buy Fallout 17 for $70 or £70 or £60 for me now.
But could you not convince that person to go buy an Xbox so they can play Fallout?
I don't think you can.
Fallout are so big they could sell consoles.
Of course, yeah, definitely. But I think there is stubborn people out there that be like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't like. There'll be a
good amount, but would they
100%.
make more selling Xboxes, through the Bethesda games now than they would putting them on PlayStation? That'd be the question. I think certainly the machine games, like the next Wolfenstein, the next Doom, whatever the next arcade game is after Ghostwire, I don't think those will be coming to PlayStation. I don't think they'd make enough money out of that, and I think the Game Pass offering there would be a lot to get people to jump into Game Pass. So
definitely the smaller games. I say smaller games. That's such a disrespectful term, especially Wolfenstein and Dishonored and Doom. I do think they'll be exclusive, but I think the big ones, the Fallouts and the Elder Scrolls and the Starfield. I do think they'll go to PlayStation. Maybe not straight away. Maybe a month's exclusive. Maybe a month not on it. Just to say, fuck you, PlayStation, basically.
That's right. Like a year, maybe?
Yeah.
Months, yeah. I could see them doing that for sure.
I mean, I'm happily going to go and buy an Xbox One S. I'm not bothered about I'm not bothered about 4K that much. I am, don't get me wrong, I've got 2 4K TVs that has theirs sitting there. But I've been playing PS4 Pro for 3 years now, and that looks like 4K. It's fake 4K. Was it 4040p that it runs out or something daft like? Who gives a fuck?
Magic going on in that box.
But it's incredible. So I'm not bothered about the X too much because I'm not that involved in the ecosystem. I'll happily buy these games. I'll happily play these games on Xbox. There's no chance in hell I'm paying £70 for something I can get on a monthly subscription. Not a chance.
Yeah, you can get it for $15, and then just cancel your subscription.
And that's what they want.
Yeah, and that's such a perfect model for games like Doom and Wolfenstein and whatever Arcane makes, because you're in those games for 2 weeks at most, and then you beat them and put them down, well, sometimes longer, especially us, we like the platinum shit. But you're in those games for 2 weeks, then you're out, right? Those aren't games that have a giant community or people sitting around there for months on end playing it. It's just they're quick little things, and that's what Xbox needs in Game Pass.
Especially story narrative games as well. Definitely, they don't have that many story narrative, really good stories. Obviously they have Gears of War, not known for its story, mainly for its gameplay and violence. I mean, there is a lore there. It's great. There's books and there's
I like your story.
Yeah, it's great.
Halo. It's not Sony's offering, right? Where they're known for third-person cinematic story games.
You're not going to play Halo and then have a conversation about it, even to this day, just like Last of Us Part 2. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Halo's I shot some things, and now I'm playing multiplayer.
I can't believe that brute died,
That's what I'm saying. So this increases their portfolio. This is an incredible move by Xbox. I don't dislike Xbox. I just don't play Xbox that much. I
trophies,
Of course, that is a big part of it. I just like the PlayStation first party games. They seem to be
That's
coming
honestly
out.
my only disappointment out of this is that I might not be able to platinum the Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out. That's the only thing I'm upset about. Otherwise, I think it's a great move overall, just for everyone.
I mean, who's to say that PS7's going to have platinum trophies?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because it's going to be that long.
2054 Elder Scrolls 6. Can't wait.
Is
there anything you'd like to see out of this? It's a question I wanted to bring up. Like, I know Obsidian was teasing, maybe we could make a Fallout New Vegas 2. Is there anything like that you'd want to see?
I never played Fallout New Vegas. Don't get me wrong. I've tried. I had a guide. I went out and bought it day one. It's just something I never got to. I don't know why. I tried playing it 2-3 years ago, but it was like, old game is old. I looked at a trophy guide. Don't get me wrong. I played it, and there was like a trophy guide. It's like, right, first of all, play this game like this dead quick. So I played it for like 4 hours, completed the game somehow. Like, there's just ways of doing it. And then I was going to play the game properly, and I just never got around to it. So I've completed the game on my trophy list, so I'm done.
It's good enough, man.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody wants to see a Fallout New Vegas 2, and obviously they can do everything they want now with all these new, with all the studios.
Somewhere else other than Vegas with that, but yeah, let them make another Fallout game, especially in the meantime, because Bethesda game studios themselves, they're busy enough with Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, which they've already announced. So there's not going to be a Fallout 5 for at least 10
of
years.
course. I think once Avowed's out, they can start talking about it. Or I bet they're even talking about it now. I bet the title's on a piece of paper or in a board in a big boardroom right now saying Fallout New Vegas 2. This game 100% is going to happen. I will bet the rest of my hair on it. Like, there was no chance in hell we're not getting a Fallout New Vegas 2.
Count on an Outer Worlds 2 because they're going to be making a Fallout.
Yeah, of course. Or maybe we get the Outer Worlds 2. Maybe, I don't know.
I think the Outer Worlds, it was just them wanting to make a Fallout.
Yes, of course, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, Outer Worlds is a great game as well. It's not a bad game. It's just something it just wasn't a Fallout. It didn't have that Fallout aesthetic. I'm not really about that sci-fi aesthetic. I'm more about the grittiness and the grime of like a obliterated world, and you're there talking to Jeff with half a face and a rat for a foot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Love it.
I mean, one more question regarding like, where does this, like, is this the big they come out and they go, we're not competing with PlayStation. We don't agree with exclusivity. Is that out the window now? Do you believe them?
No.
No, of course not.
Why would they? Like, why would you give this to your biggest competitor? I just don't see why. Like, what's the point? Unless they truly don't care about console sales, which I know they've been saying, but it's like, why'd you make the console then? I never really quite understood that. So I think they will end up being exclusive. Majority of these. If the Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusive, because that'll be the big one, right? Is when that eventually comes out. That'll be the one that could sell you, tens of millions of consoles.
Yeah, definitely. I think when it comes to PlayStation versus Xbox, though, they're both. How can I put it? Like, the Xbox competing with PlayStation, they're always competing. Maybe just in their own way. Like, everyone wants to sell most boxes. Everybody wants to be the number one console. There's just different reasons to own different consoles now. You buy an Xbox, you've got Games Pass. There's no reason to buy a game for Xbox anymore. Unless you are 100% in that ecosystem and you want the third parties on that machine. But the PlayStation, I will happily play my third parties on the PlayStation and any game that isn't on Game Pass on the PlayStation, with their first parties included. But if Ubisoft said, Valhalla's on Xbox One, I'll play Valhalla on Xbox One because I'm a dad of two. I can't. But
you got money to be thrown around like that?
Not like that. Obviously, I will because I enjoy that. That's my hobby. If I've got spare cash, it goes on a video game or a snake. Don't ask. So, to wrap this up, this is incredible. And this is a massive move for and there was always something. Obviously, the timing was perfect. Monday morning, afternoon, for whatever time zones you are, and it's like, you want a reason to order. You want a reason to pre-order tomorrow. Boom. And I expected Cyberpunk, and there is still time. Yeah, there's still time for that, and I bet they're still talking about it. Like, I bet they've still got a chain. I bet they came into Bethesda with 8.8 billion and went, we'll buy a studio, and they're like, we're like 7 million, and they're like, no, 7.5. Like, oh, Sam, we just saved £5 billion. So then they
like Shark.
yeah, and then they went, and now they're going over to CD Projekt Red. Is like, look, we got $1 million for a month's worth of Cyberpunk, and they're like 1 billion. I'm like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would bet Microsoft's not too eager to throw more money at shit right now.
No, I mean, there's rumors of the Sega.
I don't buy that.
Have they bought Sega yet? Let's just have a look.
God. Someone's buying someone.
Ooh.
There's a real like war going on though now of buying up all these studios. I think we'll probably see Sony get a little more aggressive with buying studios, if I had to guess, just to compete with this a little bit more. I don't know if they necessarily have to, but I think they will probably end up seeing a few more Sony purchases.
Interesting.
Something that.
Yeah, nothing too big. This year's Football Manager, so that's like our football simulating game, the best simulator for football, is coming to Xbox for the first time since 2007. So I mean, that's a Sega partnership as well. It's a Sega game, I believe. It is a Sega game, but it just shows there is a relationship with Sega and Xbox. There
is certainly. I just don't. Like, what does Sega have that's so valuable that you buy them? You know, like Sonic. Like Sonic is. I know they have Yakuza. Yakuza's good, but like it's not really a big selling item. You know.
No. But there is Sonic.
There is Sonic.
Moving on. We'll move on from that. Congratulations to Xbox. I can't wait to see. I mean, this week we've got. I think the beginning of next week, or I think we're getting all our Xbox coverage.
Last thing with that though, do you think this will push Sony to make a Game Pass of their own? I know we're talking about if the collection is.
I mean, I think Jeff Sterling or Jim Ryan has come out and just says no.
Whoever works.
Jim Ryan, yeah, I think it's Jim Ryan. He just said no. We're not going to put our first parties on a Games Pass, which is respectable. Like, if they don't,
I think in a couple of years that could change. Once these Bethesda games start coming out, you know, who knows?
I mean, speaking of PlayStation talking shit, we got PlayStation. PlayStation has come out and said next gen games will be $70. I'm getting confused with mine, so it's £60 for me, which they're normally $49.99, and then $70 for you.
It's going up $10.
Yeah, of course. And then also they come out with this spiel a couple of months ago. It says, look, we don't believe in generations. We're just gonna PS5 games, PS4 games, PS4 games, and then we got the clusterfuck, the amazing showcase with lack of information on it, saying, not telling us that Miles Morales is going to be on PS4. Ratchet and Clank is going to be on. No, Horizon is going to be on PS4.
Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West is going to be on PS4.
And we don't know about Ratchet though, do we? They've not said yes or no.
I know Dark Souls isn't on PS4, so that's a true PS5 exclusive.
Of course, yeah. And there was there was that fuck up in the trailer where it says coming to PC and it shouldn't have said that, which is
going to come to PC at some point.
Which is complicated. That's I mean, how many people looked at that video and went, well, that's wrong?
Just the employees when they're watching, right? They're like, oh, someone fucked up.
All stoned out their head. So, Daniel wants to have this conversation, so I'm going to have this conversation after this.
We'll have it without him.
Yeah. So, Xbox got all this like grief, like, oh, you know, you're not really next gen. They don't believe in next gen. You can play your Xbox One games on your Xbox Series X, and all the Xbox Series X games all these games are coming out on an Xbox platform. And then PlayStation were like, no, we don't do that. We believe in generations. And then they pretty much double backed on what they said. Everything they said is bollocks.
Kind of. I mean, it's not like all games are coming to PS5. No, I know Daniel was upset that everyone was giving Xbox shit for the games coming to Xbox One, but no one's giving PlayStation shit for coming to PS4 as well, the PS5 games. But I don't know if that's really true that much, because I've seen a lot of people complaining about this, about the PS5 games also coming to PS4, or at least the big ones, like Horizon and Spider-Man and Spot. But yeah, I've seen quite a few people complain about it, so I'm disappointed by it personally. Like, I would love Miles Morales just to come PS5, only PS5, just so it looks as good as it possibly can, right?
Yeah.
Runs as good as it possibly can, being built up from the PS5 just to work on the PS5.
I mean, do you think that's how they made it?
Get a better game. See, that's the question, right? Is like, was the game downgraded or was it upgraded from
Yeah.
PS4? And we just don't know. But yeah, regardless, I mean, it's disappointing to me just because I am getting a PS5 day one, right? I see why you'd be happy about this if you're like, oh, I don't want to get a PS5 day one. I don't want to drop $400 right away.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if
So
I didn't have the means to pay for it, I'm gutted that I was, in a way, I was like, I don't think I'm going to get a PS5 this year. Granted, pre-ordered and we 90% are, and obviously knowing, oh, Mars is on the PS5 now, I gotta wait. And obviously when it comes on the PS4, that's great news, especially for people that can't afford the PS5 straight away, but are interested in Mars Morales. Will happily pay £50 or £40 for me for Mars Morales. Well, it's £50 for me actually. So. And then obviously with Horizon, that's a bit of a dodgy one. It's like, well, when is Horizon coming out? I mean, does that mean Horizon's a wrap?
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Does
Does
that
mean Horizon is on the horizon? So I did that.
I do think it's closer than we think because originally I thought, okay, Horizon 2 is probably going to be their big fall game, right? But now with God of War kind of announced for that area, even though I don't think it'll hit 2021, but I think they're planning for God of War sometime in the fall. And Horizon Forbidden West is probably May-ish, I guess summer, sometime around there. Probably around the time when Last of Us Ghost of Tsushima came out this year.
I mean, next year it looks phenomenal. Like next year,
2021's crazy.
I mean, we got to think that Zelda's got to make an appearance. There's the rumored Nintendo Switch next gen that's coming. They've asked for a load of games to be upscaled to 4K, which is baffling. Like so. Anyway, next year looks incredible. I mean, I don't have a personal level problem with it. I think it helps the people that can't afford them. I do think Xbox's strategy is completely different to its PlayStation strategy, but I think PlayStation coming out and said, "Oh, we believe in generations," and now they're doing this. It's kind of mixed messaging. But they're PlayStation. They'll do what they want, and we'll still buy a PlayStation.
Yeah, they did this last gen too, right? I mean, pretty much. I can't remember a single game that launched that wasn't also on the last gen.
It was Killzone. Did Killzone come to the PlayStation 3?
Yeah, I guess Killzone was. Yeah. So
but I think that was their game they led with, and that's what they had to.
Yeah, that's like their Dark Souls of this time, right?
Of course. Yeah,
so I mean, this always happens, but it's a little disappointing, especially with Horizon. Spider-Man, I get, just because running on the same tech that the first Spider-Man was running on, and this is more of I know it's not DLC to Spider-Man 1, but it kind of is. It's that Lost Legacy area DLC. Still running on the same engine and stuff. So Spider-Man I get. Horizon's kind of where I draw the line, where I'm like, okay, that didn't really seem necessary. But yeah, I mean, good for PS4 owners, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Speaking of PlayStations will not be playing PlayStation 3, PS2, PS5 will not play PS3, PS2, and PS1 games backwards compatibility. Jim Ryan in an interview, when asked about the possible inclusion of an older generation titles, Ryan replied, "We keep it in mind the engineering specialized for PS5 as we produce the device. In the midst of that, the PS4 already has 100 million players. We thought they'd ought to want to play PS4 titles on PS5 as well. So we included the compatibility with the PS4. While implementing that, we focused our efforts on taking to the high-speed SSD and the new controller, DualSense at the same time. So unfortunately, we could not achieve compatibility with the format." So what they're saying is that the new hardware with the SSD and the controller is just making it impossible, maybe?
I guess. I don't know. I kind of lost all hope for this after the initial PS5 reveal with Mark Cerny or whatever. You remember that long time ago, way back in March or whenever the fuck. So, I really wasn't expecting PS1, PS2, PS3 games to be backwards compatible. But it would have been nice, right?
It would have been nice, but I don't think there's not that many people that want to do it. I've got downstairs, I've got a PS4, two PS4s, PS3 and a PS2. And granted, I can't get the PS2 connected to the high quality. There is devices, but they're expensive, and I'm not in a rush to do that. But that PS2 will play my PS1 games and my PS2 games. And that's what it's there for. I've got every generation of console, of PlayStation, under my unit. I mean, what's a $20 PS2? Like, I don't know. Like, go and buy a PS2.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That, and it's just, backwards compatibility is always one of those things where it's like a lot of people love to complain about it not being there, but I don't think a lot of people actually use it, like next year in 2021, we were just talking about how great 2021 is. With all those games coming out, you really gonna go back and play PS1, PS2 games, PS3 games? You know, like probably fucking not.
Of course, yeah, definitely. It's just I can't get this link to work.
Fuck the link.
I'm not forced. Like I just said, like I'm not. I've got a shitload of PlayStation games just knocking about. Like, if I want to play it, I'll hook it up to the TV in my kids' room or that telly there. That telly works with the PlayStation 2. Playing Brat. My kids were playing Bratz the other day. It's great.
What the hell's Bratz?
It's like a Barbie thing. Do you not? Yeah.
Oh yeah, those things with the big heads. Those are fucking weird. Whatever. But I'm just happy PS4 games are available because there's still games I want to platinum from PS4. But and they said 99% of PS4 games are going to work. Who knows what that 1% is? I'm very curious about what's that 1%. You know, like what doesn't work on the PS5? I can't wait to see it. It's just Bethesda games now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, ex-Cyberpunk Dying Light devs announced the Invincible for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. I did not know about this, so I'm reading it straight from the press. By Matt T.M. Kim from IGN.com. A group of veteran AAA developers who've worked on The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Dead Island, big shout out to Dead Island, and more have banded together to form Starwood Industries. And today, the studio reveals its first project, a next-gen, first-person sci-fi thriller called The Invincibles.
Yeah, did you watch the trailer for this?
I did not. When did this get announced? Where have I been?
It's not the biggest news. I just thought this game looked really cool. It just kind of looked like another first-person RPG. I know they said it's more of a AA game with some hours in it, so you're probably looking at like a 30-hour experience.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. All the people that work at these games are geniuses. The way that I can't work Photoshop, and these are working end game engines and their own game engines that they've all made. Unfortunately for these, like, it'd be a great game. You'll probably have a great story, great narrative, because obviously all these games have got fantastic narrative, except for Dead Island. And Cyberpunk, we hope's got a good narrative. They just don't have the money, unfortunately. And to make a AAA game, you have to have money. But I'm sure these games will have. They'll have a good shot at it. It'll come out maybe to good reviews. And they'll go from there. And I think the first game's always the big one, isn't it? Because you make money. If you make money off that, you can make another game. It's like anything, like.
Yeah, the hope would be you'd make enough money and get enough popularity off that, so you could go make an actual AAA game, right?
Of course, definitely.
Make your studio big. Yeah, a lot of great people working on that, though. Excited to see what comes out of there.
Definitely. Moving on. Don't Nod Entertainment has announced Twin Mirror's release date for December the 1st, 2020. Yeah. Coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. How do you feel? You like Don't Nod? I'm not.
I do. I love Don't Nod. I haven't played Tell Me Why yet.
Tell me why. Sorry.
We should have done our musical episode now that Daniel.
We should have. Oh my God.
But Twin Mirror looks awesome. It's like a really trippy looking Don't Nod game. Like it's got like some Twin Peaks vibes to it, you know, if you ever seen that. Some like Twilight Zone type vibes going on here. Nah, nothing.
I'm not seeing any of it.
You know, if you like trippy shit, this game looks awesome.
It's not. I've seen like things like that, just not for me. Like I like Control. I mean, are we talking Control kind of vibes? Or?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'll have a look at the trailer. I've not seen the trailer. I'm oblivious to. Apparently, I'm not very up to date with the gaming news the past 2 weeks.
Like, behind. But the big one from Don't Nod that I've been waiting for a while now, because this was announced before Tell Me Why even. So I don't know what happened there. It was supposed to come out last year, in like last December. I believe it had a date and everything.
Oh, okay.
So it got pushed.
So I've seen a trailer then somewhere down the line.
Yeah, certainly. Some conference certainly had a trailer of this at some point. But I can't wait. Another narrative-driven Don't Nod game. I'm all in.
I just didn't like Tell Me Why in the end. I was disappointed, like, because I came out. The beginning was dead strong as well. I had my problems with it, but and then the second and third one, I don't know. I just kind of like, I don't. Maybe it's just not for me. and that's
Did you like Life is Strange, or you didn't play those?
I didn't play it. No, I watched Natalie play the first one, which I was like intrigued the whole time because I'm always got like my headphones on and I'm always like keeping an eye on her. I got a bone to pick with you as well. Yeah, bellend.
Me?
Yeah, I'm fucking watching Kingdom Hearts at the moment, aren't I?
Thank God. Oh God, we can get into that.
Steve, do me a favor and Google where to find the coconuts. No.
How to find those coconuts? All the would you have that? You got to get the fish in the water.
Couldn't find a mushroom. She had to go to the secret thing, the secret door in the cave. Yeah. And then the next minute, I'm looking again, and Cloud's there, and I'm like, "What's he doing there?" She goes,
"Oh, she's at Hercules already. Damn, got far."
Oh yeah. She met. Yeah. Moving on. I'll briefly talk about the Night City Wire. I won't tell you. Go and check it out. It's always they do it ever so often. Hosted by Holly Bennett. She's lovely. Met her a few times. She's a great person. Absolute phenomenal person. Full of completely a real person. I don't need any more, but that's me. They don't give you enough. They showed you a trailer with. I didn't watch these trailers. I had it on the background. I was very busy. They had a trailer about the gangs. They had a trailer about something else. I don't remember. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched any of these since episode 1.
No, I think it's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
We all know it's going to be a good game. I think it'd be amazing. I personally think. I think the majority of people think it's going to be the best game of the generation, or maybe this year. I'm a bit on the fence about it. I don't know why.
You just don't like first person.
Something just doesn't sit right with me right now. So
some Sim's gut about this game.
I just got a feeling. Do you know what I mean?
I might start trusting that feeling.
Listen, all I'm saying is, if this isn't going to be a house flipper.
Yeah, no. I mean, what could match up the house flipper? What could? But yeah, I'm extremely excited for the game. I'm kind of just on blackout mode for it, just because it's coming out so soon. We're like 2 months out now, right? So I really don't need to see more. Can't wait for it though.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the news for the week, I believe. I mean, I keep on as it comes in live, children.
I know Tokyo Game Show's happening now. I think
it is. Yeah, that's why I keep an eye out for.
Yeah. So stuff's gonna come out from that. We'll talk about that next week.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, we get a Resident Evil 8 release date. That's what I want.
That's what I think is going to happen. I do believe we're going to get the Resident Evil release.
We're supposed to have like a 2-hour presentation of that, so it's like.
Oh, okay, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, something like that. So
that will happen tonight. It always happens in the middle of the night.
Bastards. But yeah, they'll show gameplay of that, I think, for the first time, and then we'll probably get a release date for that. I imagine that's early 2021.
100%. Connor, briefly, what have you been playing, man? What have you been playing?
Just Super Mario Galaxy, man. I got the Super Mario 3D. You can see it, kind of.
Oh, that's it. You just break the chair and stuff.
Knock the fucking TV over.
Oh, imagine.
But so yeah, the Super Mario 3D All Stars Collection. I'm playing Super Mario Galaxy, and it contains Super Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy. You already know if you're watching this. I kind of want to sit here and like complain about it, right? Like I want to tell you, right, Sims. This is what I want to tell you.
Tell me.
But I'm not telling you this, but this is what I want to tell you.
Tell me.
That Nintendo did the laziest fucking collection possible. They put next to no effort into this collection. I mean, look at the fucking menu. That's the whole damn menu. You can't really see it, but I mean, you just tap A and click one of the games. There's nothing fun in there. I mean, even Super Mario 64 isn't widescreen.
That's annoying.
It's super annoying. The camera's inverted, which feels weird. And you can't change it. Super Mario Galaxy in particular has the motion controls still, which is like, man, it would have been great if you guys could have just fucking got rid of that. But they couldn't even do that. I haven't even messed with 64. But that's what I want to tell you. But I'm not. What I'm gonna tell you is that these games are just so fucking good that it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
That's what I want to hear.
It's crazy, man. It's like I turned it on for the first time. I messed with 64 for a minute. I popped in Sunshine for a second, and I was like, man, they're just so lazy. Like, why couldn't they fucking do anything with these? And then I start playing 64, and I'm like, I'm just gonna try this for like an hour. I probably won't get too into it. 5 hours later, I'm sitting there still playing it.
Yeah,
I'm just like, man, this is such a good fucking game. It really, they didn't do anything because they don't have to do anything, right? And they're still going to sell millions of copies of this. And that's just it. And it's annoying and it kind of sucks. But I'm sitting here playing Super Mario 64 again in HD for the first time, which is nice. That's one of the things they did upgrade. It's in 1080p now, and it looks great. It's shocking how good the game looks. Actually, like I was expecting, like, when you go back and play an older game, and it's got like those blurry edges and stuff. There's none of that really in this, which is nice. And it's just such a good game. It's just such a good 3D platformer. Just the level design in Super Mario Galaxy is just so good with the planets and the way they designed everything. Have you played Super Mario Galaxy?
I was just about to say no, I never played it. I had a Wii, but I never really invested in the Wii. I don't think I ever finished a game on a Wii. Like,
really?
Never. No. I wanted to. What did I?
My favorite Mario is Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I'm also very upset isn't in this collection. But I think they'll port it at something.
So I have a question with the motion control. So you're playing it on the Pro Controller?
Yeah.
So how does the motion controls work on that?
So you kind of point with the Pro Controller, right?
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah. So you're just pointing like that. And it's fine. Like, so back in the day with the Wii remote, you would point with the remote.
Yeah.
And you have the nunchuck in the other hand, and you're moving with that, pointing with the Wii remote to collect the stars. And that felt better because, like, in Mario Galaxy, there's like all these star bits laying around, which you get stuff for. You get 100 of them, you get an extra life. You can unlock worlds with more of them. You can buy lives with more of them. So you're collecting all these star bits, and you use the pointer for that. And then there'll be some levels where you use the motion controls. Like, there's this one that's this race, right? You use the motion controls. You grab this thing. It's like a blue ball, and then Mario floats up, and you just grab those, right? And in like a race path, if that makes sense. So those are very annoying. Those are definitely annoying with the Pro Controller because it just doesn't work as well with than the Wii remote, right? Because that made more sense, right? You're pointing with the remote.
Would it be better with the Joy-Cons?
It would. I'm not going to do that because I like playing with the Pro Controller, but it would be better with the. I'd imagine, just because I'm trying to like think of it now, right? Like, you'd be holding two, so yeah, it would be pretty much the same thing as with the Wii remote and the nunchuck.
I really want to. The reason why I've got this game is I want to relive 64. Like, Natalie keeps like, she's watching streams. Is like, I paid £50 for this shit. I was like, this is the greatest game of all time. She says, look at it. Why is his hat flying? I'm like, I can't defend it. But I do want to play Sunshine. I never played Sunshine. I had a GameCube, but I never played Sunshine. And Galaxy was so like, I think I remember looking at like reviews for them, and it was like 10. And I was just like, I just can't get past the awkward. I mean, don't get me wrong. Today it's like you play with Joy-Cons and it's like normal. But back then it was a bit weird. I don't know. I could never get on with it. I don't think that's why I never finished the Wii game. I really can't wait. I mean, it's in this cupboard. They're right in there. I want it. She won't let me have
just smash through that fucking wall.
Grab it. It's there.
Here it is.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to own it physically really badly, mainly because of Nintendo's bollocks of like, it's not, you can't own it after March. I don't think that's the case. I think they have to uphold to it, but hopefully the value will go up. I'll keep it. It'll become some kind of like,
they'll release them separate at some point or something.
They'll probably do that. That'd be a loophole, wouldn't it? Like, you can't buy this collection, and then all of a sudden, the 1st of April, you can buy it separately. Wankers. They got me by the bollocks. Anything else have you been playing, mate?
No, nothing else. Just Mario Galaxy. Just
really?
Having a great time with that, yeah.
No more Tony Hawk's?
A little bit of Tony Hawk thrown in there. A little bit of UFC. So in UFC, I'm trying to get the last trophy I need.
The last trophy?
Oh, man. So you got to win this Blitz mode. I talked about this before, but... Yeah. The Blitz mode is just like one round, quick rounds. It'd be like a knockout mode or something like that, or just like all stand up, something like that. They do something different each day. But you got to win 6 fights in a row in Blitz mode. And I try once a day. I literally get home from work and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it today. And I try it once. I'll get like 3 fights in, and then someone will just fucking murder me.
I mean, that's illegal, right? They can't do that. Like murdering the octagon. I have been playing one game and one game only, and it's going to get very old in about 6 weeks' time, because that's all I'm going to say. I've played Avengers, and I have been playing Avengers. Like,
I forgot.
Like, properly as well. Like, I've had to find people from the whole galaxy of internet. I have had to
Searching.
join Facebook groups. I have met people. I have learned different languages. I have played this game with people.
Speak some Chinese for me.
I've not met a Chinese. I met a nice guy from Israel yesterday. Someone from.
Oh, really?
So I met some guy from Netherlands.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, what's your name, mate?" And he's like, "Kevin from Home Alone." I was like, "Oh, Kevin!" This great analogy. I was like, "That's great." So then obviously I was like, "Kevin," the whole way through. Yeah, I'm having a brilliant. Honestly, I'm having a great time with it. I'm maining the Hulk. My Hulk's at level 130, so all the gear caps at 130, and then you can upgrade the gear to 140, which then all the gear goes up to 140, which then makes your level cap at 150. But I know that obviously, everyone's played a loot issue. Everyone's played one of these games as a service. You've got to get the gear. I mean, you've got to get the currencies to then upgrade your gear. You played Destiny, haven't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, the grind is real, mate. Like, it's not even that much of a bad grind. I believe I could get to 150 now, but I kind of want the build to be really, really good. Like, I want it to be.
Are you doing that with each character?
Yeah, I'm going to, but
You're going to. Okay.
the Hulk is my baby. And I'm having a good time. And we're running missions. Don't get me wrong, the missions are all the same. They are repetitive. You start a mission. Let's take a hive. There's an elite hive that you start a mission. You start in a big open world. There's loads of little question marks across the map. Everyone wants that gear, so we all talk to each other. Right, we're gonna go and get these chests. Then we'll go run the elite hive, and we'll all have a good time doing it. We'll all moan about it. Oh, look at this glitch! Look at this shit! Why is it doing this? Why is there thunder in the door? Why is my thunder just keep thundering? Like, it's dead weird. The glitches work, but you can look past it because you're having such a good time. It's button bashy. Like with the Hulk, especially for me, I'm just smashing shit up for fun. But I'm having a great time doing it. And then you, like you say, you go to. Are you gonna max out the other characters? Damn right, I'm gonna max out the next characters. There's six people. There's 6 people to level up there. Well, it's like 40, 50 hours worth of content per character.
How many?
6, and then obviously they add more, and obviously they patched it, like we said, like I mentioned earlier in the show. Like they're patching it slowly, and it's getting better. There's leaks coming left and right, so
You might never have to stop playing this because by the time you do those 6 characters, another one's gonna come out.
exactly. Like I don't know. I'm in the mood to play this game. Like I can't wait to stop talking to you, go downstairs, talk to my main man Lee, and have a good time.
Fuck you, Lee.
Yeah, don't say that. He's subscribed. So sure. But other than that, I just having a really good time with it. I mean, I know it. I don't know what to say. Like, I love this game, and I'm gonna keep saying I love this game. And don't get me wrong, it's buggy and there's problems, but I don't know. It seems like the easiest games as a service I've played. Like Division seemed like such a hard, like even like Challenge Level 4, which is like the max difficulty on this game, doesn't seem that hard unless because I'm the Hulk and I'm sick. I'm gonna go with that. Is the reason why I'm not dying. But in Division, you want to play the hard missions. You really, missions take 2-3 hours because you're constantly being pushed by the game, and obviously you get good rewards at the end. But then the rewards aren't always that good. I seem to be getting rewarded really quite well. Maybe there is better gear.
So
I'm learning the game every day. I learn something new every day. So other than that, it's just that I might jump into Doom Eternal next week. To be honest with you.
I'm glad you're liking Avengers so much. Like I didn't know if you'd actually. I know you were super hyped for the game. I didn't know if you'd actually be like into it, like addicted like that. But it's nice to hear you are.
You went really quiet. Talk for me.
Hello, Kaka.
Oh, I must have knocked my headphones or something. Yeah.
Quit.
Other than, Daniel, what have you been playing?
That's real interesting, Daniel.
Oh, that's fine, Daniel.
What a weird game, Daniel.
I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm so sorry, Daniel.
So he's gonna be so upset you just did that.
I know he is.
Yu-Gi-Oh? You think we could theorize what Daniel's been playing? Is it Yu-Gi-Oh?
I could play Yu-Gi-Oh all day long. I'm telling you that.
Could you? I hated Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, it's so good. Hot the cards.
So, quick Yu-Gi-Oh story. I lived in this town in New Jersey called Marwood for like a year. and we just moved there, and all these kids were addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh, and I had no idea what it was. No idea. So I try to make friends, and then I'm very young at this point. I'm like 7. I try to make friends, and then I go out, I buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and the first day I get these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This kid fucking tricks me. I had this good card, and this kid tricked me, and he traded me like this crab fucking thing for this really good card I had. And I came home, and my brother told me that card's shit, and I was so upset. Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. Sims is searching for like his kids or something.
I know. There's an alarm going off, and I don't know where we put the iPad, like the tablet.
Fuck the alarm.
Where is it?
I don't hear the alarm.
Where is it?
Well, okay. Welcome to the Connor Show then. So I have been playing Super Mario Galaxy. I know we already talked about this, but I'm just gonna talk about it some more because Sims is busy looking for an alarm. So I got 30 stars now, 29, I think. I'm about halfway through the game. Got through 3 of the different galaxies. Been just incredibly enjoying my time. I haven't played this game since 2007, which is a very long time ago now. You know, I was super young then. Oh, what's up? You're back.
You smashed it. I'm really proud of you.
I did, thank you.
I found it, everybody. It was alright. It's outside the door. Moving on to new releases. I can't find my dot. This is really unprofessional. You know what? This is how the Nerdic gods do.
This is what happens when Daniel's not here, you know?
Definitely.
Who knows what the fuck's going on?
We have Mafia, the Definitive Edition, coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia. Is it, though? Come on.
Stadia is not a real thing anymore.
This is a running joke. Comes out on September the 25th, which is tomorrow, which I did not know was coming out, which I would like to play one day.
Getting pretty good reviews.
Baldur's Gate comes out. Baldur's Gate comes out.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3 comes out for PC and Stadia. I'm pretty sure this is coming to Stadia because it's technically a Stadia exclusive.
It's kind of delayed to October 6th.
Did it?
Like by like a week. Yeah, some like weird thing happened. Where it ended up getting delayed by a week. Something happened. Something with the music, I think. I don't know.
What?
Something like whatever. It got delayed. It comes out October 6th now. For a fact, I think.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 early access release has been delayed again, but this time it's just by a week. Developer Larian announced that Baldur's Gate 3 will now launch in early access from 6th of October on Steam, GOG, and Stadia. You're right, Connor. There you go. I'm not very good at this today. We also have from the October 1st, which is next Friday, Super Mario 35. This will be very interesting to play.
Oh, this is the Battle Royale
game. Battle Royale game, yeah. It looks great.
This would be fun, yeah. I'm not a big 2D platformer guy, but I definitely jump into this.
And we also... Did we mention WWE Battlegrounds last week? We did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I really want that game.
Do you?
Yeah, it looks fun.
It does kind of look fun. I can admit that.
On to the bet and the final part of the show. We are going to leave the game for next week. It's the final of the Nerdic Gods Game of the Game of the Generation. I always get this wrong. Which we're not going to do that without Daniel because it's not fair. We need his input. He needs to tell us off.
Right now, God of War wins.
Whoa! Spider-Man wins.
See, Spider-Man's going up against Red Dead, and then God of War is going up against Uncharted 4.
Yeah, so we all know Spider-Man's going to win.
Yeah, we'll find out next week. God of War, for sure. We're getting Cory Barlog on, too.
Can't wait. Daniel's bet was, how much time does it take to beat all 5 of the mainline God of War games? And the answer was 60. Connor said it was 60, didn't he? No, you're Connor. I wouldn't have bet it was 60 hours.
60 hours. Well, Daniel technically won because you went to 62. But Daniel was the one that claimed it was 60 hours. Me and you didn't count. Daniel, before we started this show, just claimed, hey, it was 60 hours. I won the bet.
So Connor said 64, Daniel says 45, and I said 62. So what? Do I lose because I'm... But surely I'm closer. I don't get that.
No, that's been the rules. We've been arguing about this since like February.
So the winner of the bet was me.
No, it was Daniel.
And there's nothing he can do about it. No, not really. Not really.
Any opposing argument? Nope, nothing.
Nope. Okay, thanks. And your winner. I'm gonna talk to Daniel with the bet as I speak. So today's bet is: what is Crash or Metacritic? Because
next week
comes out next week. Yeah, next Friday. Because I was been rattling. I was like, ooh. So, what do you think it's going to be? Comes out. I believe it should be a review. I'm sure people have got it already.
Yeah, they certainly.
Activision are quite nice giving that. I think they're pretty sure they've got it because people are talking about it too much.
They also just announced a multiplayer mode.
Yes, they did. Yes. I was just telling Natalie about that. What do you think? Connor, go first.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how high this will be. People don't tend to review Crash highly, you know. I know a lot of people like it, but they don't love it. You know?
Breaking news. Daniel says 88.
Is he like watching live? How the fuck did he know that was? You typed that?
I typed it, didn't I?
Okay, that's his bet. 88. Okay,
88.
That's fucking high, Daniel. Jesus,
it's high, very high.
I'll go 84.
I'm gonna go 87.
You always do this. I should let you go.
I do think this game is going to review really well because if they've implemented like all of the platforming elements of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, but then just added another load of layers of game mechanics. I think some mechanics might not work. I do think Cortex might have a few problems with the way he does things. I'm not a platformer guy. I just think that might be a bit of a problem. Yeah. I think some other characters might fall flat. I think they may have a problem of stuffing a bit too much into this game. But I think overall, the main storyline, you know, playing as Crash, playing as Lady Crash, you'll have a great time.
Coco.
That's it. Lady Crash. So, yeah.
A lot of viewers just don't like Crash. Or like just a lot of people in general
don't
like Crash.
Not like Crash. I just can't do it.
Like the way he jumps, shit like that, you know.
I just can't do it. It's just
I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited for Crash 4.
I know. I think I might.
Yeah.
I've got to withstand fucking Kingdom Hearts. Do you want to talk about Kingdom Hearts for the next 5 minutes until you've got to go?
Yeah. Love to, man. Are you liking it? You've been watching her play?
No. To be fair, like it looks alright. It does look alright. It looks like Final Fantasy VII.
All right.
I'm right.
It's the greatest game of all time, Sims.
Is it though?
So she went into the cave. Then she met. Don't tell her this, right, Natalie? Tune off if you're watching. But guess who she met right there? She met the future version of Ansem. Well, technically it's Xehanort, right?
Spoilers for Kingdom Hearts, everybody.
Right. But so what happened, Sims, is in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, the 3DS game, young Xehanort traveled back in time, but he couldn't bring his body with, right? So he just became like a soul, right? And that's who she was talking to in that cave, Sims.
And on that note, bye, everybody. That is the end of the show. I have been your host, Sims. That has been Connor.
It's like some Endgame shit, man. It's smarter.
I shouldn't have mentioned Kingdom Hearts. If you like this content, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like this video, and, just say hi. Come say hello. Connor.
Tell your grandma as well.
Say goodbye.
Oh yeah, goodbye everyone. Have a good day. Go play Kingdom Hearts, Just think about it, Everyone should play it. There's like 8 great games there. You can play the whole Xehanort saga now. I don't get why people aren't playing it. Okay, bye everyone. Tell your grandma.
Bye everybody.